So it started. Cool. So now we need to make another screen so we can do our work. So I would treat this as, my Google Doc that I'm supposed to be creating. And I hope you guys can see how I size both of those. So now I can go back and forth between the problem and my work, and even go pick up other notes. Like on this tab, I can have my calculator or over here. So it's of no concern. Now, let's begin. We know we're in physics one, or first period. This is the link to get into class. Now, this is the problem. Everybody should be on this problem here. Can you guys see it, or is it too small?
It's
Are
too
y'all,
small. No, we did.
okay, y'all see it? Okay. So, what I want you to do is I want you to copy this problem right here. Not the hello all physicists part. That was just greeting you guys in the morning. But just take this problem here. All right, just that much. Copy that and put it into your Google Doc right now. Okay, no, Isaiah's was not that late. The system's acting crazy. Let me fix this. All right, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so is everybody done this step? We just taken this problem, and you can right click copy and put it over here. But I'm missing something already. So I need my header. I'm gonna put the problem here, and I'm going to do my header real quick. So it's Mike Tyler. You're really putting your name. The today's date, that would be the 13th of July for us. You guys can do your formatting of the date however you want, and then this is period one. So basically physics, if you want to be specific. All right, so we got the problem. The title of this problem is a do now. Right, do now. Let me go back and just do this here. I see it. It's not big enough. All right. Now, just a parenthesis. Now we got to think about how we're going to do work. Now, some of you guys have seen this calculation. I think Isaiah's, Barry, you've seen it before too. Eli, I think you've seen it a few times. This is material you guys seen before we couldn't be in the classroom anymore. So what I would do is I would look up what work is. Can I get somebody to read the problem off so I can tell you what's important about it? And it's participation if you participate. Participation points, I should say.
All right.
Okay, who was that?
Solve the Eli.
Go ahead, Eli.
Solve the work and energy question below. There is a species of drone finch of how you pronounce that Guadalping I'm not pronouncing
Galapagos.
Galapagos Islands that can escort a force of 412 Neptunes with is a big as it cracks open a sea case. If a if its beaks move through a distance of 0.52 centimeters during the operation, how much work does the finch do to get to the sea inside the case? Please show all steps towards your final answer.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Add some points. Participation. Okay, so did anybody look up what is the definition of work, or the best way to explain it is the mathematical equation, right? So work equation. If I type that in Google real quick, and sometimes Google's crazy, so you might want to put physics in there. It gives you a whole bunch of stuff that you can derive for work and energy. But we're going to focus on work in terms of force multiplied by the distance. So let's get make some notes real quick on how we're going to solve this, and then we'll do our known and unknown values. So to remember, if you don't remember from the past, work is equivalent to the force multiplied by the distance. Okay? And how are these measured? What are the dimensions of those? So if I come here, we know work is measured in joules. The same thing for horsepower, potential energy, and kinetic energy, joules. So that's usually a form of work that was done or not done, because you have zero work in some cases. Then you have the word Newton, as in Sir Isaac Newton, but this is how we also measure forces. And distance is always measured in meters. Okay. So if you want to shorthand it, you can say F, right, for force is equal to the force, sorry, work. Try that better. Is equal to the force multiplied by the distance, and it's usually lowercase d. When I'm using those terms and your known and unknown values, you won't get confused. And let me put this in the middle because this is our notes to do the problem. Let me zoom in some more too. All right. So I'm gonna come down a little more, and now we're gonna set up our known and unknown values. So what do we know from the problem? What did they tell us? Known.
Um, that a force of 412 Neptunes with
Newton, sir. Newton, sir. You're right though. Newton. Very good. You caught that. So hold on. Let me catch up to you. That was Eli.
yeah.
Okay. So he said we have a force, right? And that's F is equal to 412 newtons. Very good observation, sir. All right. Now, what else is there? And what is the problem also asking you? That's your unknown. Anyone else can tell me?
The unknown if the breeze move a distance of 0.52 centimeters.
So you just said it when you read it. What was it?
Oh, the distance of the
The
centimeter.
distance. Yes, sir. If it's beak, right? So let me come over here and I want to come back to that. That's what I'm coming over and I'm going to hit enter and come over. And you're telling me the distance. That's lowercase d, like we talked about. Autocorrect. Now stay there. Okay, and then it's 0.52, and we said centimeters, right?
Mhm.
But with that said, we can't really use meters like that, or I'm sorry, centimeters like that. We have to use meters. So we got to step down and convert this into something we can use for the work equation. So don't stop. Okay, you know what? I'll come back to you. All right, so that'll be 0.52. And who remembers what centi means?
Ooh.
So remember that bookmark I told you to make for finding out what milli, kilo, what does centi mean? It's 10 to the what power?
-3.
I don't know about
The
that.
two?
That's you said what?
Is it 10 to the 2 power?
Too close, so close.
-2?
-2, sir. Yeah. So 10 to the -2. And again, you just got to pull up that reference, centi, and as you can see, it's 10 to the second power, right? Let's come here. So take a quick look through Wiki. Let's cheat for a second. So centa is 10 to the -2, if you can see that. So very good. Now that means we got to convert it to just meters by removing that prefix. So it's 10 raised to the -2nd power. And now it's just meters. Okay, so our unknown is, we kind of already figured that out, right? That's the work. Because the problem asks you very specifically here, how much work, right? So that's W. Now, don't think you can just multiply things together and do this procedure for everything. You got to add, you got to look at what the problem's asking you and calculate towards it because you might have to do some algebra and find force or find distance. So work is equal to question mark some number in joules, which we're about to calculate. Let me come down one more. Now we have to do the calculations. So remember, we can't really use the centimeter version. And we know the equation is equal to this. So let's take this and set it up. And come over here so it could all line up in steps. The work is equivalent to our force, which we said was 412 newtons, right? Multiplied by our amount in distance. So that's our lowercase d, but not the one above it. So the 0.52, and that's a lot to rewrite. So I'm just going to do this. There we go. And close parentheses because that's all one product. And when you take distance, you take meters and you take newtons. I mean, yeah, meters and newtons. When you put them together, you get joules all together, right? Because there's going back to this. So I'm just gonna say work before I calculate it. I'm gonna remember what it is, so my math is straight. Is equal to, in parentheses here, because I'm gonna take this over to my calculator. 412, and that's gonna be multiplied by, keep it all together. This number over here, which is 0.52 times 10 to the negative second power.
Mm.
And that leaves us with joules now. Okay, so let's go to our trusty calculator, which was Symbolab, right? I want to do this on separate screens because I want to be able to take the number and put it into my document. So Symbolab, you should have this bookmarked already. Get rid of that. And I want to say, hey, Symbolab, what is 412 multiplied by a 0.52 multiplied by 10, then raise it to the negative second power. Okay, all I gotta do to raise things like I did is click on this. If I want to make a fraction, I click on this. Okay, so when I hit enter, what do I get? All right, if you scroll down, there's your value. Looks like it's 2.14. All right, so come over here, enter, and this is equal to 2.14. And remember, this is measured in joules. All right, so that was the end of that problem. I want to take this time to make sure you finish it up because I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to ask questions. We could do a data talk. And what problems gave you the most trouble?
Mm.
I'm gonna leave this up here, share screen, so you guys can finish up. But what gave you the most trouble? Okay, did you
Throughout
just hit?
like general,
Huh?
you talk about like throughout general, like since we've been working.
Yeah. So last week we covered a lot of material, and like I told you, this week Thursday is going to give you a quiz on everything that was covered since last week. So out of all those things, which was the most difficult? Because we could talk about it, and maybe I can make it clear while you're on the line.
For me, I say them last problems, the long ones, the ones that wasn't the same as to like all the first four. Like you know how like you give us the regular ones, then the big ones at the end.
Okay, so you talking about like the substitution problem?
Yeah.
Okay. So the substitution problem, we can do like one of those if you like, something real simple, because it is something you need to know. Usually on Thursdays you'll get substitution mathematics. Um, let me open up something real quick for you. Let's just go back to the worksheet. That's the easiest way, because I'm just going to take those same problems and change them by just changing the number values, and you guys recalculate. So here it is. I think it was last Thursday. Yeah. You'll see this problem. And wait a minute, I got a lot of students on here. Do you guys have how to type this up before I do all that, or do you need the 5 minutes to finish up?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I need to finish real quick.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. Take a quick 5 minute break, Eli, so they can finish this up, and then we can
I'm
jump into
finishing. I'm still
substitution.
finishing it too.
Huh?
I'm still finishing it too.
Oh, okay. So finish this up first, because I want this turned in. And you guys gotta hurry up because they're telling me if they don't turn it in that day, you can't go back and give them credit. So I'm trying to make sure you have ample time while you're with me to make sure you ask questions, you type it up, and if you had trouble submitting it, I can help you with that. But take this time now to finish it up, and then let me know when I can switch back to the next problem. Let's say 5 minutes. I'm starting my timer. Then I'll check in with you guys. Okay, one more minute. We're gonna be picking back up to do some substitution, I suppose. Okay, is everybody there? Did y'all finish up, or my timer's ringing? Eli, Isaiah.
I'm ready.
Okay, okay, okay. I was just making sure I was there.
I'm here.
Okay, good. Mario. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Mario, I'm hoping you're there. We're gonna work on.
I just barely finished typing.
You said what, sir?
I barely finished typing.
Oh my goodness, Mario. All right. Well, there will be a video on this. I'm gonna go through the next problem and I'll post the video, and you just watch the video again. Okay. Save your document though. So are you guys gonna open up a new doc, or you just want me to go through it because it might help you to type it up with me.
Yeah, I think I might type it up as well.
So let's go back to the problem, like I said here, and we're gonna copy this, and I'm gonna change it just a little bit because we don't have a lot of time. We got 20 minutes, and then if you guys had questions about certain assignments and whatnot, we could talk about it. But let's jump into this. I gotta go through Camelot and open new document. All right, and we're gonna call this substitution. You're doing the substitution method practice. Right. So I named the document so I can find it later. You might want to get in the habit of doing that because once you get all that work done, you don't want to get lost in your computer somewhere. So next, of course, my header. And the date is, what do we say, the 13th of July, 2020. We call this period 1, physics. Okay. All right, now we want to copy the problem in there, but we're not going to do the same exact problem because I think you guys got the hang of how to do fractions here, here, and here, right? That's not the typical problem I'm going to give you. So let me try to give you something like you figure out what 4x is. I just want to make sure you understand how to do the steps. Let's call this 8y. And we're going to just determine this to be 2 over 2, right? That's the only fraction you have. And you know, if you do it in your head like Mario does, you'll know what that is. Not a difficult one. So what about this 4 over 2? Some challenge in there, but not no humongous one where we need symbol lab and everything. Let's just say this is 10. And let's leave that as 8. And that's fine by itself. Okay. So no big fractions. But like I said before, you know, you want to choose which equation. And this is just an arbitrary thing. This is something I'm giving you to test out your skills on substitution method. So let's go through it quickly because it's 9:43, and I at least want to finish it by 9:50, hopefully. So we can do a quick data talk if necessary. Oh, again, you should be typing this with me because if you want to review these notes and you already have it typed, your Google Drive, you know, it saves everything. So I'm gonna start with equation 1 because it's not as big as these, all right? Meaning the fractions and stuff. So I'm gonna start here because I only got one fraction, and I don't have 2-digit or 3-digit numbers attached to my x or y. The first thing is going to take equation 1, and I'm going to say, hey, solve for, and I can choose whether it's x or y. So I'm just going to go ahead, and everybody's always comfortable with x. And then we go on, solve for x using, so it's clear algebra, right? And now I'm going to put the equation there. And I should rewrite it one more time because let me get rid of that fraction. So you don't know, 2 over 2 is simply 1. Rewrite that as just 1. 2 divided by 2. Anything divided by itself is itself. Or I'm sorry, it's 1. Most students say it's me. Like, no. And we're solving for x here. So for solving for x, I could take this negative 8y and put it on the other side of the equation by doing the opposite mathematical operation, which is this negative sign here, which should be plus. So if we do the opposite of that, we can, I can delete it. I didn't want to do that. Come back. Now do what I asked you to do. And then there we go. And I'm just going to change this by incorporating another 8y. So I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to put a positive 8y in here so I can annihilate or make cross out the 8y's. So this negative 8y will subtract from this 8y and you'll get a 0. And it should be done to both sides. So it's going to be plus 8y. Now, what I changed. I'm going to designate for you so you can see the changes. I simply did algebra here. Where's my trusty little color? I'm shrunk. That's why. There we go. So let's do this. I didn't want you to do that. Is it this? Is it this? Text color. That's what it is. All right. And then the same thing happened over here. This changed in the equation. Okay. So moving on, what cancels out? Well, I told you this 8y goes away, right? Because it's going to cross out with the other one. Did you say something?
No.
And this 8y is going to go away. Just so you know, you'll have a new equation now.
So then 4x drop down with ay, right?
Yes, sir. And this will be what we have here, right? This is our new equation now.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of the equal sign, it altered. And now we simply got to get x still by itself. Well, if you look at that, that's 4 times x. So what's the reverse of multiplication in our understanding?
Division.
Division, thank you. So I can come down here and make a little division bar. It's not big enough. Come over the other side of the equation, on the other side of the equal sign. Make another division bar. And I'm going to come down here and divide by what I want to remove away from the x. That's 4. And come over here some more. And 4 has to be divided over here as well. Okay, well, we got to go divide out. And what crosses out this time around is going to simply be the 4 and the 4 underneath. And this 4 crosses out as well. So our equation changes to x being equal to, and remember, it's 2 fractions you have now. And I'm going to use Symbolab for that because we're almost out of time. I got 3 more minutes. And I got to get you guys ready for your next class. So plus our 8y, right? And I'm spacing it out like that because you got to understand some students don't do it correctly. This 4 just doesn't divide by one of those values. It divides by both of them. So, 4 has to divide into this 1. Very important step. A lot of people skip that part and be like, why did I get it wrong? You was moving too fast, I suppose. All right. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in Symbolab. And I got to go back, which I don't have time. I don't think I do because I'm going to take a moment to ask questions about grades. I got to put it back into this equation. And if I was you, just to practice it, finish it off. I really want to get you started. You got to put this x that we find, and what is that going to be? We can use Symbolab real quick to see it. You should have Symbolab bookmarked somewhere in your computer. So how do we do that in Symbolab, and why is it so much better, Mr. Tyler? Well, hey, I start with a fraction. That's 1. Press the down key and put in 4. That's going to be plus, right? Just following up what I did over here. And then I want another fraction, right? So I'm going to hit the fraction, and that's going to be 8, and then divided by 4. They'll put the y in because with Symbolab, they're going to, begin. Well, I can't say plus though, right? Because that's an 8y. So I got to put the y in. That's what it was I was making notes about last night. Now let's see what it does. And what did it do? It showed you all the steps, but did it give you decimal values? It didn't. And that's what I was worried about. So let's knock that out. 1 divided by 4, do it 1 fraction at a time. That's going to be this, and that's going to be 0.25. Because what it's going to try to do is do some algebra and other techniques on it. You just needed to reduce everything to fractions. So this one, I'm almost out of time. I know. My calendar's like, see, okay. So 0.25, and then what is 8 divided by 4? That's an easy one. Who said that?
Me. Eli.
Okay, what did you say?
2.
Okay, and it is. So I'm just showing you. You were right, Eli, but I'm just showing you. If you have a brain fart or something, like, now what is that again? you can run to your trusty calculator or whatever calculator you're going to use. It's always good to check your work. So it's 2 what? 2y. So you'll take this, like I said, you'll plug it into this, and before you do, I would reduce all these fractions. And then you got like terms here too. So I'll combine those two. These x's, then I could put that x into one of these x's and solve for y. I'm still not done because I go back and get y and figure out x. All right. So look, guys, give you about 2, 3 more minutes to either type this up and have it in your notes and practice it. That's the only way you're gonna get good at this stuff before Thursday hits. I'll try to figure this out on Thursday. Who wanted to talk about that grade, or what questions do you have about? Oh, I did find out you guys are right. It is not 6 weeks. It is July 30th is our last day. Okay, so we out of here fast, basically. Y'all got questions for me though?
Um, so if we got late assignments, like if we turn it in, like we don't we like what credit we get?
So that's what I'm thinking about, is letting you finish your assignments, because a lot of people, for some reason, some students started what is it, this week, and others started last week. And again, I'm waiting on what Banky says about that. But you can't turn it in, and I will grade it until he's like, no, we can't. So far, that's the only thing I'm really focused on, is getting you to understand the previous material before moving too further into new material. If you understand what I mean.
All right.
Okay. There's other guys on here. Y'all got questions? Y'all quiet. We come almost out of time.
You said what?
So
I was gonna say something, but
go ahead. Go ahead. This is that time. Go ahead.
nah, but you basically answered it.
I did. What was it
Yeah,
about?
like when we go back to school,
Oh, well, not when we go back to school, when this summer school ends.
like right away.
It's like July 30th, Mario.
Like
That
we
ain't,
go back. It's gonna be the same thing, like on the computer, or we gotta go back to like class.
they're leaning towards a mixed instruction because we can't have too many people in the building, right? So
So it'll be like doing both computer work and you gotta go to the building.
right. So you'll probably go to school like the half of the day, and then the rest of the day you're working on your homework, is what I'm thinking will happen. If you understand that, like you probably have a certain amount of time you come in the classroom, and it'll be one on one, but it'll be smaller classes, and that'll keep the spread rate down. And then after you guys go, another set of students will come in, and they'll rotate them out in sessions. But most of your other work you'll do online. So it'll be like the full school day, but half and half, I think.
That's decent.
That's what he said. That's decent. Yeah, it's decent for you. That means I got to be in school all day while you get to come there half a day and go home. Anybody else got a question? Isaiah, so you okay with everything so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to see you next period. Um, I'm going over another problem for that period, and you'll be able to catch up. So you might want to, if you're not finished with this already, just begin typing up a new Google Doc. And then you could also, while you're waiting, if you want to take a break, Isaiah, so you can begin working on your computer science stuff. There's a new document in there to show you which activities, and they're refreshers. The quiz, Isaiah, for that class is going to be you recreating with a little more music activities, a little more animation, what you already created for the first project.
Do I submit the assignments we already did right now? This one and the other one?
Yes,
Excuse me, Tyler.
yes, sir.
Can I go to my next class? Cause we starting typing and I want to be ahead.
Get going, get going.
All right. All right. Have a nice day.
You too. Well, I mean, that's true for everybody. If anybody else besides Isaiah's got to move on to the next class period, Mario.
You said what?
So what's so what's your next class period, Mario?
Some Raleigh.
Rawlings. Okay. So if you have no more questions for me, sir, I want you to get to your class. I want that you have enough time to still go and use the bathroom and walk around, and then get to your next class.
Uh,
All right. See you later.
uh.
As you heard me, you can come back at 11:10. You give yourself a moment to get yourself acclimated the same way. Okay.
Uh,
All right. So I'll see you at 11:10. Get students time to get in the next class period. Turn this recording off. So what did I do? There it is. Okay, so we'll stop that.